This event is collaborated with 3 organizations: the museum, the Cilician Museum, the Genocide Museum of Armenia, and as well as National Association for Armenian Studies. The co-chair of the NASA organization, Dr. Gregory Kitapjan, is here today, and the former representative, Dr. Puromian, is here. Also, we have guests from Fresno, from the Armenian Cultural Visionaries, John and Barbara, who came specially for today's event. I have to apologize for the delay as well. I just want to inform you that there are several events that we have prepared for Dr. Demoyan. One is going to be tomorrow at the California State University Northridge at 7 o'clock, and it's organized by the Alumni Friends of the Armenian Studies Program at CSUN. I do have flyers with maps how to get to the university. Anyone who's interested, please, the public is welcome to attend. We do have a special event on Sunday. It's going to be in Armenian, and it's for the 500 years of Armenian book publication, printing, as well as there's going to be honorees for the day, a musical program. It's about a 2-hour program. We put it from 2 to 6. Actually, there's going to be book presentation as well as books that were published by the Genocide Museum. It's going to be presented for the first time at the public library, and everyone is invited to attend. And the last lecture for Dr. Demoyan before he leaves is on Wednesday, March 14th, next Wednesday, and it's organized by the museum, our Armenian Philatelic Association, and the Union of Philatelists of Armenia. There will be as well as postcards, and stamp presentation at the museum, and it's at 7:30, like next week, prompt Wednesday. All the flyers are out there if anyone is interested and would like to attend. If you're not on our email list, please make sure that you sign in our guest book, and we'll keep you posted of our future events. Just a brief biography of Dr. Demoyan's background. I can go pages and pages, but I'm just going to be briefly for tonight. Dr. Hayk Demoyan is the director of the Armenian Genocide Museum Institute in Yerevan, Armenia, a post he has held since 2005. He was just re-elected for the 2nd time for the next 5 years. I have to add that he just finished his 2nd PhD last week, and he is a newly married person, and Mrs. Demoyan is here somewhere. Lucina, would you please stand up? Please stand up, don't be shy. This is Mrs. Demoyan. The Museum Institute's aim is to accurately document and illustrate all materials related to the Armenian genocide of 1915 to 1923. Dr. Demoyan was born in the city of Leninagan, now Gyumri. He received his PhD from the Institute of Oriental Studies at the National Academy of Science of Armenia, and is a lecturer at the History Department of Yerevan State University. He's also a researcher, and he's written several books on such topics as the Armenian genocide, Turkish foreign policy, and Turkey's involvement in the Nagorno-Karabakh/Artsakh conflict. Dr. Demoyan regularly delivers speeches and lectures in Armenia and abroad. With no further ado, Dr. Demoyan, the floor is yours.
Սիրելի հայրենակիցներ, նույնիսկ բարև ձեզ, հայրենը պարտադիր է ողջունելու համար, որտեղ ավելի հաճելի է, քան օտար լեզվով ողջունելը. So, since you decided I will switch to English, well, actually it will be a little bit hard to me to speak on this subject, but anyway I will try. The first question, why Armenian Genocide Museum Director and Armenian national symbols? Are there any connections? What's the association? Why I was involved in this study? I have to confess right from the beginning of my speech that working in such a place called an Armenian Genocide Museum, it's a very hard place. It's a very hard place to have every day April 24. Moreover, some people here will agree with me that you bring this atmosphere into the family. And the whole family are involved with your discoveries, with your studies, with your psychological problems even. In order to escape a little bit from the main subject, and it's just for your psychological, the mental well-being, you have to find an escape in some places. So I found this field. I don't want to claim that I'm a professional or this is the major of my studies. No, this is secondary research interest of mine. But it appeared as this huge volume, which would be considered as one of the steps for further researchers. I'm trying to be modest. But the work I did is important in following aspects. This is the first container, this book is first container of the illustrations, half of which there are 1,500 illustrations, half of which are first time printed in this book. By the way, the layout and overall design was made by my wife, sitting there, which also gave me patience and inspiration for combining my main research on genocide, being a genocide scholar, and specializing in Armenian heraldry history. Why it's interesting? Are there any moments in studying heraldry which is important to reveal the very basics of Armenian nation and our belonging, to prove that we belong to this homeland? Yes, those are signs, but not a simple signs. Those signs and the symbols and the heraldic symbols, they speak for themselves. They speak as a proofs that those lands, those monuments were Armenian. That's why it's important. Unfortunately, there are no studies in this direction. I will ask you to follow the slideshow, the photos, and you will realize how important it is to have the beginning and to follow all the periods, the signs, symbols, compositions, which prove something. But this important part was left without any attention. But it's important. Landmark symbols, marking the belonging. Belonging, as any heraldic symbols, shows belonging to the individual, belonging to the group, belonging to the homeland. That's why I tried, while making this volume, first in Armenian, and I do hope that English and other language versions will follow. So just try to many things that making, in other words, making new ways of proving our belonging to our homeland and the treasures belonging to us but not others. So let's start. I have to confess that you will see only 10% of the illustrations. Not I am so jealous or anything else, but it's a huge. It's a huge, and it's a time matter. It's a matter of time. So let's see more than 100 illustrations out of 1,500. So this is the cover. The first, I want to start with medal-like symbols. This is gold, found in one of the Armenian archaeological places, Medzamor, called very famous for this constructions and many levels of cultural artifacts. Stratigraphic levels were 7 or 8, many meters of the cultural levels you can find in this place. Such medals symbolized belonging. Every sign or symbol symbolized belonging to the individual or belonging to the culture, overall huge culture which comprised the Armenian territory and the neighboring modern Georgian and Azerbaijan territory. So this is 3rd millennium BC. It's very old symbol of the goddess. And the second one is also gold. Again, the same period, 3rd millennium, but it's fantastic composition. And I will ask your attention to follow all other materials. It means that king was sitting there for the time being. So you can see even crosses in the mounds. See, also the symbol, another symbol. there are many interpretations why crosses in the mountains of lion. For sure, we can claim that this is a symbol, heraldic symbol composition, which was a symbol of the person to whom belonged this gold made with. So it's in permanent exhibition of Armenian History Museum. Now we'll start a journey, very interesting journey, two-line composition. We can claim that many nations had two-line composition, but it's specific. And we follow many periods of Armenian history, this two-line composition. And now we have the beginning from the 3rd millennium BC. Another lion, also found from this is part of the gold belt. So it's a very teeny gold plate. And you can see swastiks on the back. Again, lion. So let's fix one thing. Which is the main heraldic animal for Armenians? Which animals?
Lion?
Eagle.
Eagle
and lion. So now we'll follow to see that we have also we have all our symbols, heraldic symbols, like eagle-like, lion-like, or we have both in some cases. So lion, dominant heraldic symbol, which appeared finally in First Republic's heraldic, which is now the Third Republic also. So you have lion and eagle. And both animals symbolize sun. They were symbols of sun. Lion, sun, and eagle also, symbol of sun. Now we have a very interesting item. This is Urartian, very known, Tesheba, god of Tesheba. It's a god of thunder and war. But if you look, this is not a simple statue. There is a place attached to the head of the goddess. You can hang it. So during the military marches, such statues were taken in front of the forces, of the troops. So those kinds of statues symbolize the flag. Flag, drosh, drash, droshmel, which means to put something, sign, or some figurine. This is the origins of the drosh, the word droshmel. See? And we have such flags and the drosh also in a medieval time, and a cross-like, you will see. So from Urartian period we have such drosh or flags. Usually we associate flags with the, on the wind, but now again we have another composition from Urartian period. Two lions facing each other, and in the middle symbol, which is a symbol of the sun. So what will appear still in the Middle Ages? Cross. So another association with two lions symbol. Very interesting item is also metal flag-like composition. Again, god, Urartian god, or Arab kingdom god. This also was like a symbol leading to the war. So this is a symbol of the unit or symbol of the army. This is a painter restoration of the troops, how they look like. This is a horseman of the Arab kingdom. It was reconstructed based on archaeological materials. Such flags with the cross in the middle were donated by gods to the kings of the Arab kingdom. See? This is famous Nemrut holy place. It's in western Armenia. And among Yervanduni kings and their remains and their heads, you can find two animals, also very common for Armenian culture, heraldic culture. It's a lion and eagle. Again, eagle from Artaxerxes period. Such statues were put on in houses or temples, and the two items were found like this with the stairs. Of course, this is for worshipping. Another one, again, 3 medals like these were found from Cilician archaeological place. Again, eagle holding a rabbit or other animal. This looks like a Roman thalers or medals. But it was found on Armenian territory in a very famous burial site where a lot of antiquities, gold and silver items were found. So we know we have 3 medals like this. Tigran. So what kind of information we have about the first Armenian state heraldic symbols? One of the main sources could be the royal crown. In case of Tigran, we have 2 eagles, and in the middle is the sun. And this we consider as a heraldic symbol or Artaxerxid kingdom. And this composition we have in a coat of arms of modern Armenia, symbolizing Artaxerxid dynasty. We have 4 dynasties there. Very interesting item. Actually, one of the main sources of Armenian heraldics of antique period, except Armenian authors of Horenatsi, Buzant, and Parpetsi, we have Roman coins. Roman coins shows also what kind of flags and they design, what Armenian troops carried during the fighting. Here we have a symbolic Armen or Armenia sitting. Very interesting, his dress, costume. And next to him is a vexillum. Vexillarium is a carrier or vexillum. It's a Roman term of carrier of the flag of the given unit. Now we have Armenia like a defeated. It's a 2nd century AD coin. Antonius Pius issued this coin. Armenia sitting as a shield and the flag. And the initial flags were like a Roman flags. You see. Arshaguni period, very few information about really what was the Arshaguni state symbol. Also in a modern Republic of Armenia's coat of arms, we have double-headed eagle as a symbol of Arshaguni dynasty. Because we have double eagle symbols in a Teser village, where Mamigonians were. Actually, double-eagled symbol is not 100% Arshaguni symbol. But what we have now, the only ornament from that period, is a burial site of Arshaguni kings, which is fortunately on modern Armenian territory. It's a village Achtsk. It's on Aragat's mountain. If you remember the story from Buzant, when Shapu, during the invasion in Armenia, he captured all the bones of Armenian kings, believing that all the might and the honor will be taken with him to Persia. And Musher Mamigonian captured the bones, defeated Persian army, and it was buried in a different and very stony place. It's Achtsk village. I strongly recommend when you go to Armenia, visit the only mausoleum of Armenian kings. But why they decided to bury in such a place, far from the capital, in a mountainous area? Because bones were mixed up. They couldn't find who is a Christian king, who is a pagan king. And that's why they buried here. So this is in Achtsk, very small, no any fence, it's not a big size mausoleums which kings would be. But anyway, this is also mixed up with the Christian symbols, 2 birds, used to be eagles, and
2
flowers, and the cross, of course. Then next to them it's hunting sen, no any association with the real state courts of Armenia. Bakradunis. We have very interesting examples of Bakradunis. One of the examples is Ani. Ani is full with the heraldic symbols. All Ani walls They have protective symbols, very similar to those which were done on churches and monasteries. In modern Armenia, you can find a lot of heraldic symbols on churches and monasteries. But now we have a very interesting city coat of arms. It's a running leopard and the cross. This photo was taken in 1900s, early 20th century. But now, after Turkish renovation in 2002, there is no cross. So there is no cross, absolutely. There is a wall, they renovated, but without cross. Now, very interesting. Look at this stone wall. It's like installed another color, tufa stone, installed in another way. But here, what we have heraldic symbol, eagle, holding an animal, and we have donation text. Very interesting. It's not a heraldic history, but every rich family in Ani has a right to donate for the construction of given part of the city wall. So at the end, they have this. This family donated a certain amount for the sake of Ani's safety and Ani's prosperity. Such texts are a lot installed in the city wall. A very interesting item kept now in Echmiadzin treasury. It's also flag, Khachadrosh. Such Khachadrosh, Armenian kings and military warlords, they had during the battles. It was carried in front of the troops and during the military campaigns. This is with Paharan holder, and it's available, you can see in Mayrator's collection. It's on permanent exhibition. But it belongs to Ashot II Yergat king. This is Khachadrosh, just belonging to the Armenian king Ashot II. Gerakal, this is such a wooden staff. You can put a manuscript for reading and writing. You can see, again, back to 3rd millennium, what you see here? Two lines. And the sun, symbol of sun, now it's a cross. Now switching a little bit from Armenian history to Byzantine Armenian history. You know, a lot of Armenians were in Byzantine army. We have a special lecture on this with some new revealed materials about the Armenian military in the Byzantine army. They were so well known and so famous, Armenian warlords, military commanders, that they were everywhere, in North Africa, in Italy, in Cyprus, in Egypt, in Thrace, even in Hungarian territory. There were Armenian troops, and they regulated all things and politics there. Sometimes they also forced Constantinople to do something. Many of them also became emperors. That's why Byzantine is not a fully Greek phenomenon. It's also a symbiosis of Greek-Armenian. Because 20% of Byzantine army consisted of Armenian soldiers. And many commanders were so famous that this is from Saint Vitale Church, Italy, Ravenna. Armenian military leader, military warlord. This is tombstone. And you can see heraldic symbol, 2 birds, and the Jesus Christ symbol in Greek. There's inscription. What says inscription? The glory of Armenia. He was so famous. Everyone knew that he is Armenian, of Armenian background, his commander. And he was named on a tombstone as the glory of Armenia. Another interesting monument, also with some heraldic symbols. Of course, here cross is missing, but it's next to Oshagan village. Local people call this Morigisun, the column of Mauritius. How they know that the Mauritius was born there in Oshagan, between Oshagan and Voskeva's village. But doing our research, we found this. This is gold coin of Mauritius, Byzantine emperor of Armenian background. Now look at this. Of course, cross is missing, but people, locals, who are not historians, never read sources, they say this is Mauritius. And according to legend, Mauritius was born in Oshaka village. This is fantastic manuscript from the Baltimore Walters Gallery.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I couldn't find color version. It is interesting. This is gospel, but what we saw here, what we see here, it's flags, very interesting flags. Look at the flags. Probably they are white and red colored, but this is from Cilician period, and this shows Armenian heraldry. Although this is religious, same princess, but you can see the troops, how they were dressed up, the helmets, heraldry, and the flags. Of course, the Tsargoch, who wrote this manuscript, he just put what he saw. It's Armenian cavalry during the march, troops fighting against each other. One is Alexander, of course, this one, and you can see flag and the lion. Again the lion, again the flag. Of course, the painter, the artist who made this manuscript, he just reproduced what he saw. Again, the type of the flag, very interesting. Who could be having this sign? A Muslim, of course, Alexander. This is a 13th century manuscript, actually. This is a reconstruction of the military flags, Khachadrosh. Now we have in the churches, yes, but the same flags we used during the battles and during the army marching. Very interesting tombstone. If you were in Noravang, you could mention two tombstones with a lion, again lion, see? This is military warlords who never were defeated. They were so brave that their tombstones were designed with a lion-shaped figure. In a family mausoleum at Noravang Monastery, you can find Orbelian family tombstones like this. The oldest Khachadrosh now is in Echmazin collection, 15th century. In the manuscript you can find a lot of illuminations with Jesus Christ, with the Terunagan Derosh. It's a white and the red cross. It's universal for Christian work, it's not Armenian. But interesting is the cross and the Terunagan Derosh. It's a symbol of the Jesus Christ. Interesting flag, unfortunately lost. It was kept in Akhtamar. This is the flag of Vaspuragan Arzuruni kings. This was published, someone took a photo, Russian traveler and the foreign travelers, but now who knows where it is. Fortunately, we can conclude that this was destroyed. But you can see very interesting this double eagle shape, double head eagle. Cilician period, it's rich period. Armenian heraldic history of Cilician period is one of the proofs of Armenian statehood and close interaction with European culture. Armenian heraldic system was affected, and the designs also, shield-like heraldic symbols comes from this period, were affected by Europeans. So it's one of the proofs of the interaction Armenian-Europe and showing that Armenia is part of European cultural heritage. How Armenian heraldic symbols were shown. Here we have Korikos fortress, and usually Khachkar-shaped heraldic symbol of the fortress were put right at the entrance. Now we have Khachkar, but we have also Sibir here, which means that this is Korikos on an island. Kings and royal family manuscripts also give us a lot of information about the heraldic symbols. Here we have lions and Syrians, fantastic collection of these a very interesting source, not only for costume reconstruction, but also reconstruction of Armenian heraldic symbol of Cilicia. Now you can see lion and the sun. It's very common for Middle Eastern culture, especially for Iranian. This lion, but because lion is a symbol of the sun. Now we have here Etum III, one of the famous kings of Cilicia. European sources. This is map dating to 13th century, showing the Cilicia. What we have here, look at this border. What it said. During the Crusades, it's one of the signs that this is a safe place, because this is Christian state. That's why this is border cutting from the outside boards. In European imagination, this is Christian island in the Orient. And the two very interesting flag-like symbols. It's a black poster with the white stones and the red lion, official heraldic symbol of Cilician Kingdom. We have this lion traveling, let's say, to the Cyprus official state coat of arms, then going to Savoyan Kingdom, then in a big Venice heraldic symbol you will see this red lion with a crown, its official state coat of arms and official heraldic symbol of Cilician Armenian Kingdom. And now I will quickly over the reconstructions. This is a vectorial reconstruction of Cilician heraldic symbols, shield-like. It belonged to the Catholicos. It belonged to the fortresses and cities and the kings. You see, it's very European. Like coins. Now you can see two lions and the cross. This is also coat of arms of Cilicia. Another one with a lion. There's a star also here on the cross. Royal edict, royal law, Armenian, allowing some European merchants give some privileges for some commercial activities on the Cilician territory. It was the state seal was attached to the royal edict. What we see on the state seal is a king sitting with all the symbols and attributes of the power. It's from the Levant we have this view. And on the next side of the seal we have again state seal with the heraldic, official heraldic symbol of the state, Cilician Armenia. Another interesting Khachkar, you see it's erased because it's in Turkey. So they intentionally destroyed Khachkar in the middle. But this is the symbol, two lions, again, Cilician, two lion symbol at the bottom of the Khachkar. This is a fantastic example of Armenian heraldic symbol. This is Lusignan period. Lusignan period. Le Breton. This is 30th century European catalog of all signs of the kings. And it is written that Armenian king's sign is Lusignan. And Armenia also mentioned here. It's next to the Danish king's heraldic symbol. Some restoration by Aragil Patrick. Cilician flags. It's from Makarabank, medieval monastery, 13th century, again two lions facing to each other. Another two lions, but additional heraldic symbol is eagle, little lamb. And then there is a buffalo head here. This is a combination of several families. It's in Gyard Monastery, probably you saw. This is a restoration of Mamigonian princedom. This heraldry, because Arzvanashank, this is the, one of the descriptions of Mamigonian princedom, our authors, historical sources say. It means that they had eagle on their flag. Ambert fortress. It was domain of Pahlavi princess, and one of the heraldic symbol of Pahlavi we have from Tanaka monastery. Well, I promised to show European heraldry examples of from European heraldry, and here we have Savoyan Kingdom. It's in Italy, and we have part of the Cyprus. Should be symbolize Cyprus because the king of Cyprus, the title, was transferred to Savoyan kings, and since king of Armenia, the title of king of Armenia was transferred to the leaders of kings of Cyprus, we have this lion, crowned red lion. This is Armenian lion, symbol of Cilicia. So here we have Jerusalem cross, we have Lusignan with the blue strips, Lusignan lion, we have Cyprus lion and Armenian lion. So all four, it's a symbol of Cyprus, official coat of arms of Cyprus. When Turks captured Cyprus, the title King of Cyprus, King of Armenia, King of Jerusalem was transferred to Savoyans. Then after it became part of the Venetian, big herald coat of arms of Venice. So Armenian connection also with it. But this is not the end of story. In 18th century, the title King of Armenia was transferred to Russian Tsars via this heraldic symbol, which is Georgian Kingdom. Here there is a corruption, historical corruption. Cilicia was never part of the Georgian Kingdom, but someone decided to put this lion, Armenian lion here, as a part of the Georgian Emiratian Kingdom, which later, after Russia attached Georgian Kingdom to Russia, among the many titles that Megrelian King, Emiratian King, Russian Tsars also hold the title King of Armenia. And now here you can see it's a big Russian coat of arms, Russian Empire. Big, and there is Armenian lion over here. During the Russian period, many Armenian cities, they have their own coat of arms. For example, this is Alexandropol. Very interesting symbol. You can see Arax River, Nosar. It's very interesting. Cross up, moon is down. It means the city slowly became Christian. because of Alexandropol was captured. It was captured by Turks, and many Turks. I remember from my childhood we have Turkey Mila, Turkish quarter. So this was the situation with Armenian cities, and the Russian domination for a while gave a chance to shift, again making Armenian population as a major population of the area. Nakhichevan, but it's not Nakhichevan. This is new Nakhichevan. You can see beehive and bees, symbol of hard working. This is new Nakhichevan, which appeared on a Don River after Armenians from Crimea were deported by Russian Tsars in order to destroy the economy of Crimean Tatars, who were vassals of Ottoman Turks. Very interesting document. This is the document giving the right for nobility. An Armenian merchant was awarded with the right to hold heraldic symbol. You see double eagle, double-headed eagle again, and the beehive, and the lion, and the sun. So everything is, they created nothing new. So all the important Armenian heraldic parts appeared here too. A Lazarian family, very famous for service to Russian royal family and Russian Empire. They had very big businesses. They established Lazarian Oriental University. It was very famous. Even this was the only place Napoleon didn't touch. So all Moscow was destroyed by the Lazarian seminary building, which is now Armenian diplomatic mission is there, Armenian embassy. It's from 1815. So here we have a burial site of one of the princes of Lazarian family. It's Alexander Nevsky Lavra, one of the famous burial sites for Russian royal and other noblemen. And we have Lazarian's heraldic symbol here, also lion and the cannon. Modern period, it's Russian, Persian and Russian-Turkish war. First time after long period, it's 500, 600 years, Armenians established their own army units who were fighting against the Persian armies and Turkish armies. And those flags fortunately survived. They are kept in a history museum. It's a Kamavor, first Kamavor troops in the Russian army, 1827, 1828. So 4 flags like these fortunately survived. And again, you can find here and see the very basics of modern coat of Armenia. What we have in the center, Noah's Ark, and then kingdoms, royal families. Look at this, how they dispersed. So those flags became one of the sources for creation of modern coat of arms of Armenia. Another one with Armenian inscriptions. Now look at this. Interesting is I was amazed that in the first newspaper, in the first issue of Armenian Azdarar, we have coat of arms. So people were dreaming about the statehood. They put Armenian code or expected Armenian kingdom or statehood code on everywhere. On manuals, on newspapers, on everything. In the book you can find amazing examples of such activities. And another part of this activity is spreading Armenian coat of arms on posters, propaganda posters. They expected something. It was a big hope to see Armenian kingdom, Armenian statehood restored. And one of the signs and the hope and the missing of that statehood was a coat of arms. They created, they developed, they changed a little bit something, they add some new elements, but they tried by all means to put Neshangs Takaburats Hayots. You can see this is Azdarar 1794, first newspaper which appeared in India. They put at the bottom Armenian. India. Mekhitarist. Yeah. Before me, the last lecture was on Mekhitarist. Those fathers were actively involved in creating heraldic symbols of new Armenia. Flags, coats of arms. Raymond Alishan was involved in making propositions, what kind of colors to use for the flag. How is Yeraguin appeared? What kind of colors were in the initial Yeragu? There were a lot of Yeragus, by the way, with the different colors. For example, this one was offered by Raymond Alishan during the funeral of Victor Hugo in Paris. Armenian students asked him to create Armenian flags so they can join to funeral with Armenian flag. So Raymond Alishan proposed these 3 colors. Actually, these are colors of the Zadik, Zadiki Kiragi. This is glazer, probably made in Iran in early 19th century. Again, Neshang Haytakaurat. And you can see already shaped, modern. Of course, instead of one lion, eagle will appear. But if you see, here's a dragon, will be removed with another one, and instead of Noah's Ark, we have religious figure, one mother. This is also very interesting. Heraldic poster, propaganda poster. It's in Vienna Mekhitarist collection, right on the wall. Again, historical flags. It's like an Empire style Armenian poster. It's probably Napoleonic period. But again, 2 lions, see? And again, religious symbol instead of Godmother is Jesus, Noah's Ark. So the very origins of modern Armenian sports are, well, do you know what it is? That's what it was.
Yeah, the one we have there.
Yeah, it's amazing stuff of textile. Again, this is probably late 19th century, early, late 17th century, 18th century, I'm sorry, late 18th century, early 19th century. The church was also associated with the state. We say that when we lost the state, the church as one of the symbols, the carrier of the all symbols and functions of the state. Now you can see here, coat of arms, Lechmiat. It's printed in Moscow in 1805. Posters, amazing quantity of posters issued in Paris, but mostly Venice. They tried to impassion people, kings, glory of Armenia, it's common titles for all posters. And this was amazing industry of patriotism. I put it this way: industry of patriotism, industry for implanting patriotism. All kinds of shapes, kings, queens, heraldry, Mother Armenia. So everything is mixed up. Look at this. But it's not all. Even in the book, I cannot claim that all posters are included. Even on sale on eBay, there's one. I tried to negotiate with the seller to low price, but he never give up. So it's still on.
How much you wanted?
200 euro. So this is marble, again from the poster, but someone made in late 19th century marble shape this glory of Armenia poster, but 7 days. Chain. There is a heraldry of Armenia. It means Armenia is still chained, not must be liberated. This is from Lebanon, Zimbar Monastery. It was on the wall. It's a gold medallion, now kept in Yerevan, in Cilician Archive Museum. Another one, Emal, again Armenian coat of arms. It's amazing. Post-war, after the First World War, Armenian Olympic Games were organized in Istanbul. So winners, this is A, the first place. A, Armenian I. So, Yerevan, it was 1919. The First Republic was proclaimed. So, people in Istanbul during the sporting competitions, winners were awarded with the Yerevan colored piece of medal. The sport clubs also, they had their own flags. This is damaged flag of Armenian Student Association in Geneva, late 19th century. Still, it's amazing. I was really shocked to see that the flag survived. Andranik and Nejde, 1912, Balkan War, Armenian detachment fighting against Turks with the Bulgarian army. Fortunately, the flag over here with Armenian colors and Armenian coat of arms, it's survived. It's now in Yerevan, again in a collection of Cilician Museum. Armenian freedom fighters, Fedais, also every detachment, they have their own flag. Usually the slogan, Vresh, Vresh, Amenemter Mahamege, the famous quotation, or Mah Kamazaducun. Some of those flags survived, fortunately. Again, look at this. Amenemter Mahamege Mahmeganka Bigberum. This is quotation for the national anthem. It's amazing. Who knows where this flag is? Definitely it didn't survive. Again, flag and coat of arms. This Grigor Gadja who died in the fighting. Now he is in a coffin, you see, wounded, but the state symbol is accompanying the body. Also also very important symbol is flag over the body and the symbol of Armenia. It's very interesting poster. Dortiol. There's a Dortiol fighting, during other massacres. Dortiol people were successful in fighting back Turks, and they destroyed a lot of Russian people during the attacks. So this is the very famous scene of fighting back, and Armenians became winners of the battle. The Iraq in the look at the flag, Armenian flag, and Turks running away. That's interesting. American-Armenian Commodore who is ready to go to fight for Armenia. Symbols look at this. It's a US, over here US flag, and the Fedai-like flag, Makam Azadutsun. Armenian voluntary troops in the Russian army, they had their own flags with the heraldic symbol of Armenia. Look at this. This is in one area. Another Commodores in French army, they also had their own heraldic symbol, coat of arms, and the flag. This is Monarco doing the trainings in Cyprus. It's a very interesting postcard. Italian inscriptions say that this is Armenian troops. They provide safe haven for Greeks in Izmir, Izmirna. And this is Armenian detachment with the Armenian flag, Armenian Yeragun over here. It's a very interesting photo. I got this from the auction. Who are those people? Imagine New York, 1919, US official on the right. In the middle is a person who is accompanying Zoravar Torgov. It's a very strict view, but he has flag carrier. Person who carry his own flag. It's very interesting and phenomenal. They are in New York. He traveled in New York to negotiate buying of ammunition for First Republic's army. But the person who also carried the flag. And the same flag, you can see this is eagle. You see eagle, and you can see Gavazan, the one who hands of eagle. So this white line, if you follow next, you can see this line over here. This is the last greeting of Zoravar Torgom to the flag. Look at this. Zoravar Torgomi Verchin Barela Haigatan Leogioni Droshagin. The same flag, which was in New York. And in Greece, because Torgom joined to the Greek army during the Greek-Turkish War. The only flag which we know from Sardarabad battle. We had some legends that the costume was used as a flag, etc. But I found this in a museum. It's say first Harvadzain Division. See, May 5, 1918, and Iraq attached. So this is the only flag which was Sardarabad battle. You know what kind of flag is this? It's also flag.
Red Cross.
Yeah, this still is there in the museum. Armenian flag on a pin, American-made pin is probably by nearest, yes, it's nearest relief, early pin because it's Armenian relief. Mother Armenia, US flag, and Armenian tricolor. Well, very important attention was given to orphanages, what kind of symbols to show to orphans. Because orphans, we consider it as a continuation of the nation destroyed by genocide. And look at the symbols. Who are the symbols? In the middle we have coat of arms, this is carpet, Andranik on the right, and Nobar Pasha. So those were the persons, symbols of that time. To educate people. This is how Catholics with the orphans in Dortiol. It's Czech. Did you see such Czech? It's one of the recent obtainments by the museum. I got it in the window in January. It's interesting. in 1920. It's a check for fundraising. And who is the signer? Yes, it's Andranik. The Makhitar Herimian Hayk also in the middle.
It's
It's
big
amazing.
money.
It's amazing.
$100
Tricolor, Yeraguin, and American. When Andranik went to US, it's just one of the fundraising campaigns was organized. So it's one of the checks. Well, this is self-made postcard. It's not for issuing, and maybe it's only copy. You can see that a lot of sujets are here. A lot of interesting parts are mixed up on this. Look at the Armenia, the freedom, and the flag, the symbol of Arara. First of all, Arara is a battle where Armenians beat Turks in 1980 September. Then freedom. Then one of these symbols symbolizing Armenia, its mother Armenia actually, with the torn dress, is catching this Artaruchun, justice, catching the air of Sultan Muhammad. Nor Garun Hayun. Then all the text symbolize this is genocide, of course. Arajan Pogri Kanra Peduchun. Turkin Hetke Chibidimana Hayastani Mech. November 1980. At the flag is interesting. Well, celebrating first anniversary of Republic of Armenia, again tricolor. One of the proposals by Major Sayan, famous artist, government asked him to make some flags. What kind of flags? He made the colors of
Rainbow, yeah.
rainbow. Yes, there were several compositions with colors. Of course, it's very difficult flag. Look at the colors. But in state archives, it is dated to 1920. There was some idea to change tricolor initially Yeraguin, but these were just proposals. Very interesting photo. It's Adana. Shortly, those who survived, they returned back. And in their mind, they have again stated what kind of statement and what kind of coat of arm to have for that stated Armenian ladies sitting and eating this kilim or carpet with the state coat of arm, and one in Antilles, again made in Adana, probably in the same workshop, 1920. Look at this. I got this from Egypt right before the publication of this book. This is Armenian Parliament, building of Armenian Parliament, and Armenian tricolors hang at the entrance. Extremely rare shot from the First Republic period. Another period in Armenian history, Soviets came with their own symbols. Again, Saryan authored this. There are some talks in Armenia to return back this, removing the symbols of communism, but to have Arat bigger in the center. Well, people love Arat, and be understandable, but changing heraldic symbols always is not good. There were such flags, kolkhoz, collective farms, mikoyas. Still, you can find all the relics of that time. Propaganda posters. This is one page of my collection of pins with the Soviet Armenia flag and coat of arms. Big industry was, big propaganda industry, pins, posters, flags, and of course parades, Soviet parades with all flags of the republics, the slogans. Interesting shot, the very moment when flag was handed over to Armenian division, Tamanskaya, Tamanyan 89 division, which after heavy fightings and heavy losses was only ethnic division which reached to Berlin and participated in street fightings. This is 1942. Heavy battles and heavy losses expected them after this because they moved from the center, it's Lenin Square, now Republican Square. So commander died at the Taman operation. It was not successful landing operation. Many of them died even without any shot. 5,000 were trained, young men. And one of the divisions, there were 6 full Armenian divisions. Only Tamanian division participated in Berlin operation. Karabakh War, many Armenian armed formation, they also had their own flags and symbols. The Tigran made one of the big formations. Mahapart, Arzib Mahapart, those guys they understand that the chances to live and survive is 50 to 50. Mahapart, you know, that they understand that it's one of the hell's places with all the fightings. But they went there, many of them died. But the situation changed drastically in 1992 after Mahapart Gund appeared and the stand. And the Azeris were not successful to capture Stepan again. Second Armenian state with a new coat of arms. Modern Armenian. I have to say very interesting information. I am in a group which is responsible for minor changes in the coat of arms. There are some regulation of heraldic regulations. Some minor changes will be, but not all. I'm against for changing or removing this. This is our heritage. This is our history. But some shapes of lion will be changed, and the eagle also. In the middle will be sun disk, and some minor corrections will be on the state coat of arms. We are proud we have army, and all our symbols and the colors are on our armament we use. It's a helicopter with Armenian flag. Well, Vieraguin also was always high during competitions. Armenian teams, Armenian sportsmen always are successful in many competitions, and chess players, of course, among them are the first. Twice Olympic champions of the world and world champions from last year. This Armenian detachment in the Red Square in Moscow during the celebration of Victory Parade. So